Hello and welcome to a brief overview video previewing the season and just talking a little bit about where we're up to with the club at the moment and how you can get involved to help us to progress further on our journey. A little bit of a crib sheet here just to cheat a little bit so that I don't forget anything, but hopefully it'll be quite a brief video that will bring everyone up to date at one time. So the first thing is around the Rudheath move. It's been good news. I spoke to the council and to Rudheath Academy, and at the last point, about a couple of weeks ago, they have agreed the first stage of transferring the leisure centre into Rudheath Academy. So we are just waiting on confirmation on when we can order the baskets and start getting them installed. But things are progressing on that front, and we just don't have a timeline for it yet. That will be a really big and important move for the club, obviously. Around summer, it's been a really good summer. We've had camps, we've had Sam doing one-on-one sessions, we've had lots of team training sessions, we've had lots and lots of new players join, which has been really positive. We are entering more teams than we've ever entered into sort of stop clock games, competitive leagues, which has been really positive for us as a club. It has meant that there was a lot of things that we've been doing from the coach's point of view. So what we are looking to do is add more volunteers around, especially the back of house things where you don't necessarily need to have a knowledge of basketball, but if you're organised, if you're enthusiastic, if you're personable, or if you're good at data and moving things around and checking things like memberships, stuff like that, that would really be helpful. If you could let me or Sam or Nathan or Dre know that you're interested in doing something around that, then it will help us immeasurably in terms of the coaches can focus more on the coaching aspects of it than doing the admin sides of it. Particularly in terms of that, we're looking at financial. If anyone has got financial skills or skills in getting sponsorships, we want to keep the club as cheap as possible for people. Part of that is we probably need support from the local community within businesses and things like that. We are still looking at moving to charitable status, so again, if you've got a legal background or a background where you can help us with doing some of the paperwork elements of that, that would be greatly appreciated, as well as now we're in the middle of the season. It's been a lot more constraints on the time that we have to add to it, particularly as I'm back at work now after a summer off in education. Another one of those volunteer roles we're looking for is like the social media person, somebody to run that and create posts. Again, that can be split between lots of different people, so more hands make light work. The more that we can get at that, the better. Other bits, well, I know we've had some teething issues with Clubright. I think teething issues in technology and basketball at the moment, with Basketball England finding a similar thing is the operative word, but it's a much more flexible system for us on the back of house side. It allows us to easily communicate with people. It allows us to easily book people on. It should be a much easier way to take payments, so we're not having to go to the bank and drop in bundles of money every couple of weeks. So it's been really I'm thankful for people that have followed that and are doing that. It's really been useful for us. We've had over the last couple of weeks, I put a post up around it recently. We need more referees and table officials, especially tables officials within the club. You don't need to have a really thorough knowledge of basketball to become a table official. You just need to be conscientious. You need to be somebody that's can cope under pressure and is reliable around it, and then everything else can be taught to you. It's a really important role for it. With the 5 teams that we've put in this year, we're adding another 70 games to the sort of schedule of games in the Northwest, and that means that Kate and Jay from Basketball Northwest are running around desperately trying to find referees for each of those games. So we need to start developing more of our own referees and more of our own table officials. We are planning to put on a course for all the National League kids to make sure that they are all referees, but anyone else within the club who would like to be a referee, let me know. It's subsidised, there's opportunities to do that. It's a good way to make money and to make really good experiences and create a different path within basketball. So please speak to me and we will sort that out. In terms of like the games this year, the competitive teams, we'll have 5 teams representing us, from under 14s regional, under 16s regional, under 16s national, under 18s national, and under 23s regional team. So really exciting times. It's really positive. Obviously, while we're waiting for Rudheath, then we're using Winsford Academy, are being incredible in terms of the support they've offered and the flexibility they're offering us for as a venue, which has been a real positive move. with National League especially, it's a massive step up from what we've done in the past. Our aim over this season is to become, over the course of the season, improve. So we want to improve, and by the end of it, be competitive, be teams that are starting to build the foundations of what we want to put in place. Within Northwich, we want to have a whole pathway from Rudheath and the small-sided leagues and 3-on-3 leagues through to regional leagues, through to national leagues, so that our players can get every opportunity that they can have. As we've seen, like with Zach, who's gone over to America this year and doing stuff in prep school, it's giving you the pathway to do what you want to do within the sport and to get the opportunities you want within the sport, which is another thing around the referees and the table officiating, where you can potentially rise quite quickly within it and get real great opportunities to officiate at a national level quite if you're like committed to that path. So the future, really excited about what we're doing, but to summarise things, we need more help. I want to put in a situation in the future where, other than myself, the coaches are paid something for their hours that they're putting in, but as part of that, we need to make sure that we build up the financial side of the club, which requires volunteers, which requires back of house people around it, like finding sponsors, things like that, so that we can keep the costs down. I don't want anybody to be priced out of playing what should be a really cheap sport for people to get involved with. So if you feel you can add anything to the club, even if you've got hour or two a month, hour or two a week, whatever you have, please let us know and we'll get you involved and help build what we want to do in Norwich. Alright, thanks very much, and looking forward to a successful season.